Welcome to this week's video. In this one, we're going to look at a Showman's Caravan where I stayed for a few days while we're doing boat jobs. It was the weirdest place, as you'll see. A little bit about boat jobs, updates on that, and also a little bit more about this painting that's still not finished, but you might understand why. See you in a bit. I'm back at the boat again, and while the boat's in on the hard in the boatyard, we're not allowed to actually stay on her. So I found a really cheap Airbnb half an hour away from Whitby, out towards Scarborough, and it's the most random crazy place to stay I've ever stayed. It's a Showman's Caravan. It has no electric, no running water. It has a little gas stove, but it does have a log burner. There we go. And all the cupboards are mirrored with engraving on. It's absolutely mad. It's a mad place. All the way down. There's the little stove at the end. I'm just about to have a sandwich. And you sleep at the other end. It's actually very nice when you've got the curtains open. I haven't shut the curtains, but there's nice little fairy lights as well. And the stove, which is roaring away quite nicely at the moment, warming the place up. I think if I just go this way, you can just see through the gap there. There we go. Just got some logs going in there at the moment to warm the place through. It's lovely. Absolutely random. And I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's like halfway up a farm track. It's crazy. It's very quiet. I haven't actually seen anyone since I've got here. But it's really nice. My husband Mark's coming in a bit. So, yeah. I might just do some reading. Because obviously there's no internet. There's no anything really. It'll be nice just to relax and do a bit of reading. I'm still trying to get my head around this. It's a little bit later. I brought in a table from the van as well. Didn't have a table in it. But it's just absolutely mad. Just lying on the bed at the moment. Fairy lights on above me. This caravan is in an idyllic spot and we're surrounded by wild garlic. The views spread across the large fields and farmland. This is the house the caravan is linked to. It's currently being restored and renovated. Behind here, there's an outside shower, a standpipe where you can do washing up and stuff, and there's a really basic toilet. There is a smaller caravan on the site too. This one looks just as much fun as the other one. The flowers on the wild garlic are starting to blossom at the moment. The smell is amazing. That's if you like the smell of garlic. If not, you could be in trouble. Up at the top of the field, there's the farmhouse. We never saw anyone come in and go into that. So as you can see, it was a pretty crazy place, but it did mean I could get to the boat and get some things done, and we really needed to do some things. I did say in the last video, of the one before, I don't want this to turn into a boat restoration channel, and we started looking at a few things and we started finding really, really nasty bits that definitely need looking, like holes in the bottom of the boat. You'll see in a minute. So the next bit is going to be me checking the holes. I'll show you what I had to go through for that. I'll see you in a bit. On inspecting hidden instruments and through holes, I shone a torch behind and warning bells started going off. I started pulling up more flooring and removing built-in furniture. After chipping through a lot of flaking rust, I found this. I started to think about what could be hidden under the rest of it. So just to make sure, I'm going to be taking a bit more of this wood off and the insulation underneath, just to see if any rust has worked its way up the hull. Hopefully not, but let's find out. If you're wondering about the gaping holes in the face mask, I'm using this mask to hold a FFP3 filter mask in place underneath. I'm not that stupid. Yeah, okay. All good. Whew. A lot of the yellow is glue from the insulation, and after a bit of grinding back to solid metal, I gave it a coat of a rust converter and then primer over the top once it had dried. I also checked the front anchor locker just to make sure the anchor was nice and clean and I couldn't see any signs of rust anywhere. So in the end, I found a whole series of little holes and knew we were going to have to cut out the steel and put new plates in. So that's what we've arranged to do. I also think I found the culprit a broken backing ring on a through hull with only a rubber gasket and no other sealant visible. After that I started checking everywhere. Luckily I couldn't find anything. So after that nasty discovery and then finding out that other bits of the hull were actually okay, I started taking photographs underneath bits that we couldn't get to, and everything looked dry, a bit dusty but a little bit nice and dry, no signs of rust, anything like that. So quite pleased about that. We are going to get really into it and cut out bits of the hull, replace it with new steel plates. So it's going to take a little bit longer, but again, this is all stuff we were going to be doing next winter. And part of me starting to think now, I'm so glad that engine didn't start, because we would have been setting off to Newcastle with the hull in this state. I'm starting to think the previous owners didn't know a lot about looking after steel. So they didn't realise they had to keep on top of what they couldn't see as well as they could see, because I've had to take up floors to actually get to these bits that need doing, and you need to keep on top of them, and we know that. So that's what we're going to be doing. The next bit is a little bit of an update on where I've got up to with the Whitby painting. With everything that's going on with the boat, trying to fit in the painting as much as possible, but I don't want to rush either of them, so it's going to be a game of patience, I think. As you can see, the painting itself is well on the way. You can really start to see how it's coming together, but I've got a lot of work to do on details, and especially down this side here, got a lot of work to do to make it read well as well. So yeah, I'll just take my time on that. I'm not going to rush that. We'll get the boat sorted. I am going to paint on the back of it. I am going to paint from that boat. I don't know when, but I will be doing it. I'm going back up tomorrow. To get all the really big stuff, all the welding started. So I'm going to try capture a little bit more of it. But please think about me. Think about me doing all these things instead of painting. I am painting actually, painting the hull. So paintbrush in hand, paint next to me, it's still a painting channel, isn't it? So anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I hope you enjoy the journey that we're on, and you can have a laugh at our expense. So I'll see you next week. Bye.